Hey, what do you say? Seattle hockey fans, we are watching the 2023 Calder Cup Final. Let's go. It's time to get fired up. Woo! Looks amazing. Sold out. If you listen to today's episode, I think JD and we definitely talked about it when we stopped recording, but it's Gino Lamont and Grant Fuhr, not Evan. Anyway, we talked about how it was an almost sold out crowd. Definitely a sold out crowd. It's a great place to visit. I'm excited. I'm excited for this game, everybody. Ooh, I'm sweating. It's hot here today in Tulsa. This game is about to get started. Here's what the coach has to say going into game one. Here with head coach Dan Bylsma ahead of tonight's game one. Blake Arthur rinkside with Dan Bylsma. Disco Dan looks like he's wearing, I can't tell if it's a lavender shirt. It's either lavender, light blue, gray, something in there. No tie, at least pregame. It's also really odd. There's two microphones. They've got the Firebirds microphone and then a random microphone. It's a great time of the year. Oklahoma won the softball championship. Congratulations to Oklahoma. It's one table set, and we're ready for the puck to go out tonight. From Hershey. These two teams never played before, kind of similar to the series with Milwaukee. Game one, a little bit of a feeling out process. So what are you expecting from the Bears tonight in your barn? Very much a feeling out process. We've only seen them from a distance. They've been a good team all year long. And Dan Bylsma is saying that the Firebirds and the Hersey Bears have not gone head-to-head. Said we've, quote, only seen them from a distance. So, but JD and I talked about that the Hersey Bears are a very defensive-minded team. The Coachella Valley Firebirds, an offensive-minded team. So, as Leanne Rimes once sang, something's got to give. And who will it be? What will it be? We will find out. I will say that the Coachella Valley Firebirds have focused from the box score and talking to JD, Jason Hernandez, they have tightened up defensively. Especially, they had to in that series against the Milwaukee Admirals. So we'll see what happens. Oh, I see. It's a local news channel. They have their microphone in there. Interesting. Ooh, it's hot in here. Through their series. Now Disco Dan, talking about the importance of winning road games. The Coachella Valley Firebirds won't have to worry about that, at least not right away. They have game 1 and 2 at Acrisure Arena, brand new barn. 3, 4, and if necessary, 5 will be in Hershey, PA. 6 and 7 back at Acrisure. Over the course of the 420 minutes we're going to play. Right off the hop, we'll enjoy it. Dan, thank you for the time. Best of luck tonight, game 1 of the Calder Cup Finals. Looking forward to it, guys. All right, here's a very calm Dan Bylsma as we spoke to him just a short time ago. The guys are getting set to come out quick. You played in 6 Seattle Cup Finals. And it's the end of the second period. Vegas Golden Knights leading the Florida Panthers 2-1. That's the game in Sunrise, Florida. I was there for the All-Star weekend. I thought Florida did a great job. Also, the weather was beautiful. I don't know how Toronto is going to top that. Well, spoiler, they won't. At least not from a weather perspective. All right, we are getting fired up. The light show, pretty intense. The graphic actually for this watch party is what the lights look like at Acrisure Arena. Very, very intense. There goes Megan. Go Vegas. To each their own. Striatic saying go Birds. That's right. We can agree on that. I love it, Megan, that you have your Dave Haxtell jersey. I talked about it on the podcast, I think yesterday. Not today's episode, which also was recorded yesterday. Spoiler alert. Or I guess pulling behind the curtain. But I think this is going to be a good game. I really loved talking to Jason Hernandez. Obviously, he's literally at the games, calling all of the penalties, calling all of the goals, instructing the crowd to get fired up. And he had some great insight. For those who don't know, Jason Hernandez, not only is he the PA announcer for the Coachella Valley Firebirds, but he is host of Locked on Anaheim Ducks and has been following the AHL and working with the Ontario Reign, not the California one, not the one in Canada, but so he knows the AHL very, very well and is now the voice of the Coachella Valley Firebirds. And offline, JD and I, Hernandez, you might have guessed, he is a Latino, as am I. But I asked him if he knows of any other Latinos besides him and Kim Cota Robles, who is the PA announcer for the Roadrunners, that's the team, the Tucson Roadrunners, is a team that the Coachella Valley Firebirds played in the first round. And he said, nope, they're the only two. And I got to spend some time with Kim. I guess it was March. I have a video behind the scenes getting to know her. We're going to have that coming up over on my platform, Black Rosie Media. Just between Coachella Valley and the Seattle Kraken, I haven't had a chance to finalize the edit. But I love that. I love that, of course, the two Latinos I know in the AHL. I love what they're doing. We heard from JD on today's episode, that it was going to be navy blue. Now, we know we had an iced out show as we're about to drop the puck at Acrisure Arena, but it's dark blue and no chocolate. JD, a man after my own heart. He was great. Also got to see Zuri with a fresh cut. She had a fresh cut. Zuri is JD's dog. Adorable. Yes, I loved that Jason gave Jess Campbell kudos. Jess Campbell has been a guest on the show back in during training camp while the Coachella Valley Firebirds were at Kraken Community Iceplex. So that was a lot of fun. Hello, Michael. Thanks for joining us. The game is being played on Root Sports. You can also watch it on AHL TV, but I'm watching on Root Sports, but I'm watching it through Fubo, so I probably have a little bit of a delay. I'm at 19:05. Megan, yes, that is an understatement, but I love what I do, and we'll see where it all leads. The Coachella Valley Firebirds strong forecheck. That's what we talked about with JD. They are able to keep the zone once again, or no, they didn't. Excuse me. So that's going to be an offside. 18:38 here. So we're going to get a puck drop just outside the offensive zone for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Not much history between these two teams, but again, Hersey, a defensive-minded team. JD told us to keep a keen eye on what's happening in the neutral zone, because that's where Hersey really is going to want to disrupt Coachella Valley. But of course, we know strong forecheck is important. Already Hunter Shepard having to make 2 saves in relatively quick succession here. 18:24 mark, and it's already getting spicy. I don't know about anyone else, but my feed is a little bit in and out. And with the delay, that's going to be a little bit bothersome, but we'll see what happens. Earlier this week, local hockey guy who works for a certain junior hockey team, not the T-Birds, insulted Kraken management. What? They hired a... What? Oh, breakaway opportunity for Hersey. Joey Decord! What a save! Wow. And just like that, what we were talking about with JD, I'm going to get back to this Jess Campbell comment. Oh, boy. Sweeney, I believe it is. Oh, Joey Dax. Glove save. Looks like Joey Decord is going to be on the Sound of Hockey soon. I'm not sure if the episode, so forgive me if the episode already aired. But Joey Decord, thought about him a lot while I was covering the PHF final because it was at ASU, Arizona State University. I don't think I ever posted the pictures. I was a little bit busy, per Megan's comment earlier. But I definitely took some pictures of Joey Dax. And, you know, the little placards that they have honoring him. What a save. So rush chance there, I should say breakaway for Hersey. The podcast that I mentioned, I believe it was Tuesday's episode. No, sorry. Today's Thursday. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. And I just gave you a shout out. The last 3 episodes we've been talking about Coachella Valley, so I can't remember exactly what the episode is called. But, oh, I love this. We've got Jomentum. Yeah, my feed's getting a little bit choppy. I might have to switch. I've got it on the big screen here. We'll see. Defensively, I always want to see more from both the Kraken and the Firebirds defensively. So we'll see. This is going to be a good test. It was also interesting to hear JD talk about the physicality that he felt Ty Cartier started bringing to his game starting in December. You know, he was getting a lot of attention, from physical play from the opponents. So he had to learn how to get tough. Really great aggressive defense in their defensive zone here by Hersey. They get it out of the zone, but it's taken by Coachella Valley. They want to move it up quickly. A little bit of a dump here. Shepard did have to, that's the goaltender for Hersey. He did have to play that puck, but not really a dangerous chance per se. Exchanging opportunities in the neutral zone, the 2 teams here. Back and forth we go. Looks like the first few minutes is when the opportunities have come, but not really since that breakaway opportunity for Hersey. Great save by Joey Dax. Yeah, for sure. You know, got to show the love. Starting to see some offensive time now for Hersey, but they're immediately getting swarmed by the Coachella Valley Firebirds. So that's what I want to see. But again, having trouble through the neutral zone. Ty Cartier shot that immediately upon entering the offensive zone, felt the pressure, got it on net. That's how strong his shot is. Also was being defended by 2 players. Oh, big save by Shepard. Don't think he saw where the rebound went. Yeah, he's still looking for it, but it did not go in the net. Oh my, really great chance right on the doorstop for the Coachella Valley Firebirds, and somehow Shepard and the Hersey Bears keep it out of the net. 16 shots for Joey Decord as compared to 330 shots for Hunter Shepard. And that's another thing that JD Hernandez on today's episode talked about. Malcolm Subban for the Rockford Americs, right? Who lost to the Bears, if I remember correctly. He's second shots overall, but geez, almost 650. Holy cannoli, as I like to say. Good to see John Hayden back in the mix. Talked about him the other day. Just was a scratch for the back end of the Kraken season with an injury. I might have to switch here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Megan. We're going to remember that. Wow, big block in front. Sounds so loud at Acrisure. Looks like a great crowd. Again, a sold-out crowd. Yes, Hayden is playing. They've called out John Hayden. Grant Fior. I can't believe Grant Fior is the analyst. That's so cool. He's talking about how Hershey's not giving up second chances, and he's absolutely right. It's one bite at the apple right now for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. To me, that really means that they have to get a little bit more creative, maybe playing a little bit too direct, playing too ISO individual. You want to have rushes. You want to have passing. You know, I love to say play the puck below the goal line. You go east-west. That shot, Joey Dax didn't get all he wanted. I think it was going to go wide either way. But Joey Decord got a little bit topsy-turvy. I don't want to say topsy-turvy. I think he wasn't, head over feet. But don't know that he saw that all the way. Here we go. Nice passing. Crisscross. Deflected below the goal line. Now just above the circles. But out of play, deflected out. So we should get an offensive zone face-off here. All right. All right, Megan. So do the two cancel each other out? To be determined. We'll have to find out. Oh, my goodness. You know what's hilarious is that they're showing a Kit Kat commercial during this broadcast, which is the Coachella Valley Firebirds broadcast. So I don't know who made that decision. Ooh, I am. We're entering the third period in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Just got the alert. No chocolate, says Triatic. I know, that's right. That's what they had a whole skit with Fuego. We are on a boycott. Yes, that's right. Fuego. I also loved that. And you're right. I probably should change the Seattle Kraken to Fuego's virtual assistant. How about both? Buoy and Fuego's virtual assistant. We know the Seattle Kraken admins are in Palm Desert. Did Buoy make the trip? I know they posted a picture of Fuego and Boogie. What? That's not his name. And Buoy, but I couldn't tell if that was a recent photo or a photo from spring training. I guess we'll have to keep a lookout. Looks like the rally towels are white for today's game. Shot goes wide right off the face-off. And another whistle here. This is going to be a power play. Oh, yeah, no worries, Megan. Hey, listen, we always shout out our everydayers, and I think everyday playback / watch party goers counts. Always going to give a shout out. So this is a power play opportunity for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. I don't think I talked, which is very surprising for me. I didn't talk specifically about special teams numbers, but so I'm going to pull them up right now. I know they weren't great against the Milwaukee Admirals. So let's see what we've got here. 13 out of 72, 18.06%. Yowza. Yeah, that's not great. PK for Hersey is 85, basically 86%. Grant Fuhrer talking about the penalty kill PK right now. You know, we're about 10, or excuse me, we're about 50 seconds in. Now you're starting to see Coachella Valley get some good passing puck possession on this power play. They've started to collect. Cartier scores! Woo! At exactly a minute into the power play, Ty Cartier. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but I'm not mad at it. And there you go. A trivia question. Who scored the first ever goal in the Calder Cup final for the Coachella Valley Firebirds? Ty Cartier. You see him get that feed just above the circle, shoots it in. There was a net front presence. I do think they're giving that to Cartier, though. The goaltender for Hersey, I've been saying his name. Of course, now I can't remember what I've been saying. I will get you his name right now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to make it up if I say a name. I've been saying Hughes. His name is Hunter Shepard. There you go. Dr. Shepard. That's how I'm going to remember that. Yeah, I know. I didn't know a goal was coming. I am pretty close. It was just so fast. It happened so fast. Apologies. Love it. Power play. I mean, that came right off his stick. And what happened? Coachella Valley Firebirds got puck possession on the power play. They were going east-west, and then walking it toward the boards, make space for Cartier to shoot just above, I guess, what would be the left-hand circle, as the Coachella Valley Firebirds are going from left to right on the screen. Or I guess I should say this way, because I'm probably mirrored for you all. So anyway, from left to right on the screen. Yeah, I mean, it was super early, but obviously that's a massive save. And you're right. I think Coachella Valley, they made it more difficult for Hersey. I mean, it was so early in the game, and that was really the first good look that Hersey had. Whoops, I just dropped my tab. I still had a drop or two in there. I'm a little bit bummed. But I will not be drinking that. been on a sparkling water tip lately. Trying to, speaking of Hershey, trying to cut down the sugar intake. I love sweets, so that's hard for me. All right, now some offensive zone time here for Hershey. They're down a goal, 8:35 in the first period remaining, I should say. Hayden, there he goes. Hayden couldn't quite keep the handle, and not enough players to really pass that off. But yes, I know, Striatic, you asked about Hayden. He's on the ice, skating well. That's so funny. Listen, sometimes you got to make your own luck, you know. We haven't established our superstitions just yet for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. I was telling JD I'm swagless as of right now. I could pull out some Elon Phoenix gear. I've got my Phoenix football jersey, which is funny because I don't like football, but it's just a nice jersey. But I don't know. I might have a plug, so we'll see. There you go. And it's a blue jersey, right? Or is it white? I think it's blue. I don't think it's super dark blue. Like the Coachella Valley Firebirds have a deep navy blue, which is slightly different. I mean, obviously we know the Kraken jerseys. I wouldn't call it a navy. I don't know. I mean, I guess everyone's maybe even a midnight blue. These jerseys almost look black. Geno Smith. Speaking of the Seahawks, one of the women broadcasters that I really admire and who was so supportive of me as I went to Beijing, Kate Scott is going to be calling some of the preseason games for the Seattle Seahawks. And that is probably the first time that I can honestly say I've been excited for a preseason football game. That's not true because when Colette Smith was coaching for the Jets, I also kept tabs on her. But Joey Dax didn't know where that was. Closed 5-hole though, and it didn't get past. And Coachella Valley able to control the rebound now in their offensive zone. They just dumped it though. So now Hershey trying to make it through to the neutral zone. I'm frozen, so I can't give you any more. I might have to switch. Let me try to do this now. Kate's amazing. She's so good. She's so freaking good. She's also going to be a World Cup commentator. Kate stays busy. I love it. I love it. She's a ray of positivity. The Megan Reyes, more indigenous, Black, Latinx, that shirt, I have it in a few different colorways. But I learned about that shirt from Kate Smith, or Kate Scott, excuse me. Kate Smith is somebody else. She's an assistant coach for the Minnesota Lynx. Katie Smith, she goes by Katie. But Kate Scott. Kate Scott! Yeah. Really? I almost did AHL TV. And then when I was talking to JD, he's like, no, it's going to be on Root Sports. So I was like, well, I already have Root Sports. So why am I going to pay for AHL TV? I was trying to remember, I think not on today's episode, but I think on yesterday's episode, I had like one of those moments where I was thinking out loud. And what I was trying to remember is I'm almost positive I've watched AHL TV before, and I can't remember why. This was pre-Locked On Kraken, but I've had AHL TV before. There was obviously a reason I was watching a very specific one. Offside. Another power play coming up for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. I'm frozen at 4:17, so we're probably roughly around the 4-minute mark.
5-Hour Energy wants to charge up your summer. Just purchase any 5-Hour Energy product, then enter for a chance to win an EcoCharge electric ATV. Just go to 5HECharge.com.
Nice. Well, glad you're here with us, Megan. It's sometimes difficult for me to keep up with the AHL while keeping up with the Seattle Kraken. It's also women's hockey season. Sometimes it's also WNBA season, like it is right now. So I can honestly say it has not always been a big priority. But you know what? Changing minds, winning hearts are CV Firebirds right now. And then obviously having JD there, getting to know Kim Cota Robles and visit the Tucson Roadrunners. I thought it was so interesting that we drew them in the first round. Hersey had a bye. So in theory, they're more rested, but also they haven't played as many winner take all games as we have throughout. So we'll see if that is a factor. I mean, we heard from the Seattle Kraken players. We're still working through our exit interviews, but I know Maddie B especially was like, yeah, it becomes a grind. I think we really saw that between games 5, 6 in round 1, and then I talked about it 6, 7. Just couldn't find it in round 2. I mean, we saw what happened with Dallas in their game that ended up being the elimination game. So, stray pass. Wow, 45 teams. That is intense. I'm trying to think. 12, 19. Plus another 29, 31. Yeah, I'm not even close to 45. And I was being generous, including NWSL games. I actually think I calculated that wrong because I think are there more than 12 NWSL teams now? I don't know. That was more of a last year thing where I had to keep up with all of the teams. This year, I only have to focus on the Chicago Red Stars and whoever they're playing. Yeah. They were tired, and that's the grind. That's where you have to build up the stamina. And again, as everydayers to the podcast, early on in the season I was questioning the stamina because practice. I couldn't understand why we weren't having practice early on in the season. Joey Dax stopping pucks, directing his team. All right, the feed oh no, it was just that camera angle. I was going to say the feed looks a lot more crisp to me, and then no, when they pull out for the wide shot, it's I don't know. I don't know the technical terms, but it feels like they're working on different I don't know if it's frame rates, but they're working on something different. It's not it could be a focus. It could be a zoom issue, but I don't know. Either way, you can tell. Looks much better on certain cameras, but when they pull out for the wide shot, not great. College sports, yeah. Oh, adding college sports. I didn't have that many Hockey East games, so really it was just I did 2 BC men's games. I think it was 2 BC men's games. One of them they played BU. So that was fun. And then the other one they played Maine. And then I had Providence, Vermont women's game, which was my first Hockey East game. Hoping I can do more Hockey East games. I like that. So I did keep up with college a little bit. Resting from practice. Yeah. And then it became a thing. It was like, hey, we win. We don't have practice, boys. And I'm like, okay. But like, should we be aspiring to that? 1 minute. 1 minute remaining. Oh, I should have. I don't know why I did that. I should have tried to listen for JD's voice, but I intimidated. That's not the right word. I why am I blanking on the word? Imitated. It's been a long day. I intimidated his voice. Kate Smith. If I was named Kate Smith and involved in hockey, I might go by Katie as well. Oh no, I just saw this. Oof. Oof. Well, there you go. Yowza. Yeah, don't really approve of that, but oof. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. Like literally every other word. Intimidated, intimidated, imitated. I told you on one stream, I think Angelica was with me. There are too many words, too many similar. That drives me crazy because I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it. Similar. I was joking around. There are a lot of similar words. Too many words. Too many words. Too many. And yet, also, not enough. Too much money in Vegas for them to let Florida win. I think it's all a setup at this point in the finals. Oh, is there anything? Let me go to NHL.com because we are at the first intermission. 1-0 Coachella Valley Firebirds. Where are we at here? We're in the third. They're probably about, I mean, they might be done, to be honest. Are they done? I haven't seen final score. I would have gotten an update. This was a pretty quick first period, I think, in Coachella Valley. It's 2-1, yeah, halfway through. Look at that. Oh, almost exactly. They're showing it's at the 10:01 mark on NHL.com. 2-1 Golden Knights. That's what I get for making a big, bad, bold prediction. Too many synonyms. Cinnamons. My dad, and I guess my mom, but mostly my dad, had a dog named Simeon. And I feel like when I was super young, I used to call Simeon Cinnamon. And I can't remember, or maybe I never asked. I don't remember. I feel like I used to know what the name Simeon meant. If I had to guess, it's likely biblical or from some religious text. And it honestly, if I had to guess, it's probably my dad used to really enjoy Hebrew names. Too many cinnamon rolls. Oh, cinnamon rolls. I have a good friend that she has a little side hustle where she makes baked goods, and the cinnamon rolls are my favorite. She recently relocated, so we got to get back, got to get the bakery situation situated. But yeah. Simeon. Now I'm going to look it up. I haven't thought about Simeon in a while. But yeah, if I had to guess, it's probably something biblical / religious. Simeon. I don't even know how you spell that. Like Simon? Simeon. Oh, Dad. Simeon name origin. It's Romanian, coming from names like Simon, basically. Hebrew roots can translate to listen or hearing, reminding baby to always take in knowledge and information they're given, sometimes with a grain of salt when needed. Oh, Simeon. That was the dog. I knew it. Oh, so I just saw that. Okay, so yeah, and that's what I just read. I googled it. Simeon Simon. Um yeah, Megan, you nailed it. I didn't see your comment. I was on my other page. Wow, look at that. Wow, that's so I haven't thought about Simeon in years, and I'm not great at identifying like dog types, but it was a short-haired dog, but a big dog, like not Great Dane big, but in that kind of family of big dogs. And I remember I mean, well, my mom can be excitable a lot about a lot of things, but I mean, my parents were only together till I was 3, so I was pretty young. Um, but however big or whatever kind of dog Simeon was, there was concern that it was too big of a dog to be around me around that age. So, but we had like home videos. I'd see Simeon and me in the home videos. It's like it was like me riding a horse, which always cracked my dad up. My dad loved horses. Actually, I brought with me from New York some of his horseshoes that he would keep. When he went on disability before his tremors got too bad, he had Parkinson's, but he worked at these stables. He was so proud of that job. And so the groomers and, the stable hands, I think that's what you call them. They would have these, they're like badges or whatever. And I also carry that. And I keep that with me because I remember Dad, he loved that job. It was like a volunteer situation, but it made him feel good that, he could be around horses and then kind of do something. Uh-oh. I see it's getting spicy in the comments regarding Vegas versus Dallas. I think a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there's a decent amount of Kraken fans that were like, "All right, we're rooting for Vegas." When they played Dallas and then they took care of them. I was like, "Oh, I know Dallas beat us." I thought it was a respectable series. I mean, if anything, it was the Eberle hit that really shook people up. But, I think we played our games, did what we had to do, let it ride. But again, I made my big bad bold prediction first week of the podcast, so I had to stick it out. I'm still seeing it through. Rooting for anything Florida, not my favorite thing in the world, but I said what I said, so I got to stick with it. Grant Fuhr. When I talk about run and gun teams, from a defensive standpoint or lack thereof, my go-to is Grant Fuhr. I think I don't want to say it's the same, but Henrik Lundqvist had to deal with a lot with some of those Ranger teams and some of the teams that made it into the playoffs or were expected to be good teams. He had to do a lot, but obviously Joey Decord. I mean, 600 plus saves, the most of anyone in the AHL. And JD talked about that on today's podcast. He also had some insight that from a distance was more difficult to pick up, but that, he was saying that people were kind of alluding to the Checkers maybe drop some of those games because of Joey Decord. And I know he can be excitable, is what I kind of like to say. So it wasn't surprising to hear, but I don't remember that being the conversation. But again, it certainly wasn't coming from Kraken camps, so, or the Checkers for that matter. So it might have been something that I missed. Ooh, I gotta stand up for a little bit. Okay. I am pantsless today. I switched out my pants. I was wearing pants earlier today, but I wanted to switch it up. Now I've got my running shorts on, even though I am not running anywhere. Not my Birddogs. They're not my Birddogs shorts, but they are my running shorts. John Walton. Yeah, good time. Grant Fuhr time. I mean, that's kind of the hockey that a lot of people think about. It's like, I guess they were kind of happening simultaneously, but like for a lot of people that are at least 30, there's a specific golden age of the NBA. There's probably at least 3, I would say, depending on what your particular style is. But like, I think some of that there was a little overlap. I don't think the fan base was necessarily the same, but there was just like, I mean, it was physical, it was fast, it was big time personalities. But these guys, they weren't necessarily making millions of dollars. So it wasn't like, your 1930s, 40s, 50s baseball where, they played at night and then worked a day job or whatever. But it's much closer to that than it is now. So it's always interesting to kind of see what that looks like for every sport. And I think Grant's days were kind of like that. These were blue collar hockey players and they were playing big time, obviously for the Stanley Cup, but for pride. There was just like a certain level of pride, that made those games so vicious. And as much as I say I don't like hitting and stuff like that, I do like a physical, like, just we're going out there. And if you get in my way, like, best of luck to you. I think that's different. That's just how you play. Like Yanni Gourde just plays physical. It's different than someone that seeks out those hits. And it's actually something that we talked about with JD. And the difference between seeking out hits and finishing finishing hits is one thing. Seeking out hits when that's not your game, it's not a good headspace to be in. So anyway. Hey, there you go. When the Supersonics were still in Seattle? Question mark. For me, I do remember those Supersonics teams. I mean, Peyton Kemp, come on. I remember that. Yeah. I always liked the Seattle Supersonics logo. It's got to be one of the best logos. It's got to be one of the Utah, the OG Utah logo was kind of cool too. And it always had like all these different colors. So, I don't know. Oh, that's right. It's Oppo. I always forget that. It's the back end of winter, no? I mean, I hope so, because aren't y'all hosting the Women's World Cup? I love that his name is Disco Dan. We got to get monetized because I want to be out. I want to be out in Seattle like I was for year one and just stay there for all of training camp and preseason. And you best believe I'm going to camp it out with Disco Dan, Jess Campbell. I really like the Coachella Valley coaching staff. I like their philosophy. I mean, obviously we're seeing that they're getting the most out of it, but I just from day one, from that first press conference, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like this crew. So I'm the type of interviewer that if I can spend like a solid at least 20 minutes just talking to someone and really get into like the knit and grit. Like I finally got to interview Emma Soderberg. And so that will be coming out soon, a few different places. But I really got into I asked her about what does she as a goaltender, how does she measure her success? Are there specific data points that she looks at? Does she look at film? So I really appreciated her taking some time out. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to follow up with you on this. Cause I mean, it was a pretty quick interview looking for a few different things, but I didn't want to spend too much time on that, but I feel like that's a conversation you could just talk for days on that. And I love breaking down positioning. I'm in here like Dennis Rodman trying to explain things while sitting in a chair and like talking about positioning and stuff. So I just love stuff like that. Acrisure Arena. I have to have my snackies and take a little bite of my snack. Joey Dax. It's actually pizza night for me tonight. Ooh. Yeah, he lost that one. Hunter Shepherd. Thursday nights used to be pizza nights for us growing up. It was like, my mom's like, listen, it's almost Friday. I'm not cooking. Order pizza. I was like, fine by me. All right. Shots on goal 9-5 in favor of Coachella Valley. 1 for 2 on the power play, Coachella Valley. Saves, 8 saves for Shepherd, Dr. Shepherd. He's not a doctor, but that's how I remember it. 5 saves for Joey Dax. Colin Riker Evans with the assists for the Cartier goal. All right, Megan, be safe. Thanks for joining. And yeah, we'll be here. It's only the first period. Interesting. I'm not exactly sure why they're switching play-by-play voices in the middle of the game. That's very strange. I also know, as is true of most minor league franchises, that the play-by-play voice does a lot of work. When Everett Fitzhugh was on our podcast, he talked about that. And he said, he learned to do a lot. And that's always the advice that he gives to young guys, mostly guys. I don't remember if he said guys, but I did. And I'm like, dang it, Erica. It's conditioned. Young up and coming play-by-play voices, he says, make sure you can do everything, because that's what you'll have to do when you're working your way up. So I don't know if it's that Evan had a few other responsibilities. Oh, Hersey with a really good chance. They just couldn't get that one-timer, couldn't get the shot off. It wasn't necessarily, it was pretty congested. It was trying to thread the needle there, but I think if that pass is clean and true, that's a really difficult save Joey Dax would have had to make. Union Flying Dutchman. Ooh. Getting a little bit fancy with the passes in the offensive zone is, almost said Seattle, is Coachella Valley. I know what they're trying to do there, but sometimes you really just have to hold on to possession, curl off, so you can get a better look. Oh man, this is ooh. We were frozen for a little bit there, so I'm really looking forward to this replay. I love it. I love it. We're seeing play below the goal line, fakes it like he's going to give a centering pass, and then tries a wraparound. Shepard right there. And then it's whack-a-mole time. Shepard gets pushed across the line, but they wave the play dead. So here comes the puck drop, offensive drop. Shane Wright gets booted out. He goes to the left of the dot. Reset here. Puck still loose, 50-50, controlled by Hersey. If they hurry, they can have... Oh, no, great play. I didn't see if that was true, maybe. Just a really good little poke check there. Oh, it was Olofsson. I don't know. I just saw a really long body. That makes more sense, Olofsson, than true. Oh, man, this is a bummer. It keeps freezing. Hershey can't keep the zone, forced out to the neutral zone. They're going to go all the way back to the D zone, touch up, recollect, off the glass, dumped in, and icing. Joey Dax wearing his Seattle Kraken helmet and pads. Face off, controlled by Coachella Valley. Oh, quick shot there, blocked though in front by Hershey. And now they 50-50 puck won by Hershey. But Firebirds get numbers back. Ooh, big hit there. Starting to get a little more physical here in the second period. 15:09 mark. Oh, yeah. Extracurriculars. We froze a little bit again. So I just heard the save. But whatever happened, the Firebirds taking exception. Now it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that everywhere. We're going to see the replay here. Blind centering pass. Oh. And then Gersh, I believe is how you say that last name. Just trying to, again, blind get that past Joey Dax. But speaking of positioning, Joey DeCord had good positioning. And we're going to get a penalty here. Wife says Joey's paid enough. He should have a Firebird specific helmet. Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. It's not that it doesn't match, but from what I understand, those specialty helmets are pretty expensive. So, yeah, I say keep his money. And it's going to be 4-on-4. So we have offsetting penalties here. 4-on-4 hockey. Bears controlling it in their offensive zone. Blind drop pass. They're weaving in and out, but playing dangerously close to that blue line. Coachella Valley, though, couldn't keep them up. Now through the circles. Shot. Saved by Joey Dax. Rebound controlled by the Firebirds. A little loop-de-loo. Good forecheck here. Finally, the Coachella Valley Firebirds through the neutral zone. Drop. A shot deflected. Thought they had an extra pass there. Probably would have paid off a little bit there. Still 4-on-4 hockey. 14:21 left here. The score is 1-0 Coachella Valley. And just too many bodies broken up. I think they could have gotten another pass there. That gets deflected up and over the crossbar. So we're going to have a face-off to the left of Shepard. Oh, they're going to blow this dead. $17 assists, no goals. Heard that a little bit from JD. But, I mean, still a top 5 scorer. I think they'll take it. Olofsson loses handle for a moment, leaves the puck behind, has to come above the goal line. Little interweave there, but Coachella Valley runs into each other. My sister hates that when hockey players run into each other. I'm inclined to agree. We're frozen again, but I hear they're behind the goal line. Them being Hershey, that is. Looks like a golden opportunity missed by the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Shepard makes the initial save, but on the rebound, Coachella Valley couldn't find Cash. Yeah, we're still frozen. I didn't see it, but it's a Coachella Valley Firebirds goal. Petman makes it 2-0. Ooh, I hear nifty passing was involved. You know I love nifty passing. A little, ooh. Oh, yeah, I'm in basketball mode. Tisha Penachero, Sue Bird pass. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was nifty passing. Also, who was that? Is that Riker? I can't tell. Riker, it was Riker. I got it. Riker Evans plays kind of dummy on the far post. He does get knocked over, but he also pulls the defense to create that shooting lane. And now, numbers if we hurry. Shane had time and space. He was coming down the right-hand side. And I believe, because I froze, of course, again, but I believe he had that open shot. It sure looked like he had open ice. I don't know if it was saved by Shepard. Sounds like it might have been. And then once again, couldn't collect Cash in front of the net. But the offense is waking up for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Petman makes it 2-0. Yeah, I agree. Really fun team. I do think they have a propensity to get a wee bit sloppy. But when the discipline comes, which, it's an AHL team, so we're not expecting that to be necessary nomenclature, although, I have high standards. But I think if they really lock in, no pun intended, they're unstoppable. Now need to get not overconfident as the Bears rear back. Exactly. Complacency. 2-goal lead, the most dangerous lead in hockey. 2-goal lead with still a whole 20-minute third period to go. Yeah, have to stay sharp. I was watching a basketball game. It was the Connecticut Sun playing the Vegas Aces. So they played on Tuesday, and Vegas got off to an early lead. Connecticut pushed back in the second half, but just didn't have enough. Connecticut, start to finish, took care of Vegas tonight. But the one thing that I think the great broadcast crew was talking about was, if you're Connecticut, you have to focus on playing as though it's a tight game. You cannot afford to take your foot off the gas, because that's how teams like Vegas chip away. Same situation here. If I'm the Hersey Bears, and I'm absolutely not, but if you look at the opportunities that have been created for Coachella Valley, they have to eliminate rush chances, and they have to eliminate giving Coachella Valley second opportunities, rebounds, puck retrievals. They have to do a better job of taking possession, clearing the puck outside of the zone, and using that defense that they're known for, but do a better job establishing possession in the defensive zone and carry it. See, boom, they tried to make a pass into the neutral zone. It's disrupted by Coachella Valley. You have to be able to carry the puck. And they do that just as I said they should. Defenseman carries the puck through, gets the first chance for a while for Hersey. Oh, do we have an NHL update? Woo! Is it Tkachuk again? Tkachuk sends us into overtime? Holy cannoli! Also, I mean, I haven't looked it up, so that some of this is on me. Can anyone tell me what the heck happened to Matthew Tkachuk in Game 2? And how he's playing in Game 3? I genuinely have no idea what happened in Game 2, and I watched it. It was painful. And I'm not just talking because I don't want Vegas to win, but it was just oh gosh. Ugh. Good job there by Hersey to keep that puck. Go Cats, boo Knights. Listen, Striatic, you didn't miss much. It was wild and crazy. Crazy loco. Oh, Megan's back. I thought we were in the clear, Striatic. Oh, yeah. Hersey's going to get that. Joey DeCord makes a glove save, and then it looked like Hersey tried to put him in like a chokehold. Dikembe Mutombo. You can't do that. Because he makes that save, and especially when they go out like that. Okay, it looked a little worse than it really was. I don't know. The angle, okay. I was like, somebody's arm got pretty close to Joey. I was like, are they going to put him in a chokehold? No. All right. I saw the replay. I've relaxed. But I was like, all right. I love that I learned today what the name Simeon meant. I'm also glad that I at least remembered. I was like, I know my dad well enough to know. Oh! That was not cool. I'm also a little bit excitable. It probably wasn't that bad, but on the follow through, Joey DeCord had to kind of do one of these. I think they went to go whack that. Okay, here we go. Shot goes in. Joey makes the save. And then, he kind of just like clips in front of him. It's not like the worst thing, but it's also, I thought it was unnecessary. Oh, yes, I emote. I'm a hand talker. I've often been asked if I'm Italian, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm from New York. What do you want from me? Also, Latinos, we speak with our hands. We definitely do. They're usually not dissimilar, but this is a lot of Italy. It's a little more. It's not so compact. Oh, nice chance! What a save, Joey DeCord! Woo! I feel like Italians, they come in tight here, where Latinos were a little bit all over the place. Lots of biting of the lip too. With a little New York thrown in there. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of influences. Here we go. Chance here for Hersey. I think Joey Dax maybe got that off the shoulder. Here comes Hersey. Oh man, it sounds like fun, but I've been watching or I do watch back sometimes our live shows because I clip them and I'm like, what are you doing? It's all fun. I mean, it is what it is. It's live entertainment. Joey Dax looking good. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Camera didn't follow that one. Ooh. Two guys run into each other along the boards. Firebirds, guys. Woo! Firebirds, they'll get off some quick wristers. Shepard, though, up to the task. He hasn't been beaten from distance, but oftentimes you'll shoot from distance, get something on net, try to get the rebound, and that's what I almost said Joey Decord. That's because he played the puck. That's what the Firebirds are trying to do here because that's how they're breaking through the pressure, the high pressure that Hersey is putting on. I like that, though, because I'm not a fan of the dump and chase. I mean, the season 1 New York Riveters, oh my gosh. It was painful. I mean, granted, I was new to hockey, but I was like, please stop with the dumb. They just weren't good at it. They weren't a good team. We're frozen again. Oh, we're just pushing. Now we're just pushing and shoving. Riker Evans gets pushed. Ooh, nice moves there. Oh, okay. Okay. So that save that I thought belonged to Joey Decord, I have to look at the replay again, but the stick was lifted by Hersey's player on the far post. Smart defense. Aha. Aha. It was beautiful defense, and it was just enough because he does get the stick blade back down to the ice. But by the time he gets it back down, the puck is out of position. He would have had to come to the other side. I love, first of all, it's a great play. So I'm going to want to see that again because I didn't catch who the defenseman was. Second of all, as a broadcaster, even though the broadcast team didn't talk about that play, if you are if you know hockey, you're looking at that and you're like, oh, now I see what happened. Now, Joey Dax was in position. I think he would have made that save either way. But from that replay that I saw, Joey didn't need to make a high danger save because his defenseman lifted the puck and it just passed by Hersey. I need to see it again. I don't think he didn't get all of it. And I'm not even sure it really was on frame. I think it slithered just wide. But you see Joey following the puck because he's keeping eyes on it. But the puck slowed down. And that's because the stick was lifted. And even if Hersey, and I really don't think he got any stick on the puck, even if he did, it was just faint enough to kind of push it a little bit towards Joey, but not with any momentum, not with any power. Wow. I love that the replay operator gave us that going into the break. That was fantastic. I don't know if it was Grant or someone gave him, he's like, I want that. Because sometimes as an analyst, I've gotten used to now, especially now that we have a better production team, I'm like, hey, give me that. Give me that. Every angle you have, I want to break this down. We don't do that in the women's game. I've been kind of forcing the issue because, well, we don't have to get into that. Anyway, I was given some feedback. Didn't 100. Oh, Chris Drieger spotted. Chris Drieger citing Chris Drieger spotted. I lost my train. Oh, so anyway, I was given some feedback. I didn't 100% agree with it, but I made it my own. And I was like, all right, if you want more of this, I can give you this, but you have to give me more replays. We have to have more dynamic replays. Don't just toss like 15 different clips. Don't tell me what they are. If we're going to do this, I'm going to tell you what I want. And then you give me the time to talk about it. And honestly, it's been a lot of fun. Because I mean, again, you listen to the podcast, you listen to me here, and I love stuff like that. We don't have those tools. We have to really, and I don't always, you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know we could do that in women's hockey because we don't do it. But watching more NHL games, I'm like, oh, okay, this what's possible. But what would it look like for our setup? So I love stuff like that. I'm a tinkerer. Maybe not, I was going to use a term which was completely not what I meant to say. I don't necessarily always work with my hands. I did when I was younger. Like I'd like to try and build stuff, but that's kind of how my mind works. I think that's also why I think with my hands. Like I'm like tactile. I was like, there's a term for this that is not does not sound like hockey after dark talk. Tactile tactile learner. When you learn by like touching things, by breaking things apart, putting them back together. Tactile. Corner battle. 4:18 left. Joey Dax got a piece of that. And then it goes off the glove and up into the netting. So we're going to get a offensive face-off for Hersey. Oh, the media timeout. We're under 5. They must. Wait a minute. Do they do? I honestly don't know. I can't remember. NHL does media timeout at under 5? I don't know. I honestly don't. Probably. They do more media breaks than we do. We do media break. First whistle under 10. But when I was doing college hockey and I was the play-by-play, so I had to get used to, they have more media breaks. So yeah, I guess under 5 is the final media break of the period. See you, Megan. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I've been looking at the fits. Very nice. Very nice. I know she's always got a very interesting, unique color, while also it stands out, but it doesn't, if that makes sense. I don't know. Joey Dax likes to play the puck. He likes to do that. We're not Florida fans. We're just not rooting for Vegas. $3:55. This period's moving a little slower. The teams look a little more fatigued in this second period. Almost time for a stand-up break. No, not stand-up comedy. I literally have to just stand up. All right. Oh, no, Maxie McCormick. Uh-oh. Oh, they got Alexander True. I think they want him gone. Yep. Alexander True. See ya. See, this is not you're leading by 2 goals. Dangerous lead in hockey. Slashing by McCormick. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they get True for. He did. Our guys in the booth, Evan and Grant Fuhr, might have heard of him, Hockey Hall of Famer. They do not like the slashing call on McCormick. And True gets unsportsmanlike. Ooh, they're calling it ticky-tack. Is Jess Campbell wearing a microphone or is that a brooch of some sort? It's hard to tell. It's going to be 4-on-3. So there was also a pen. Okay, so there's the slashing McCormick. And then where do we get the other penalties? When does True come in? So the play is dead. We're having a conversation. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I see why True goes. And then whoever's in the box for Hersey, they go in because once the play is dead, they go after Max McCormick, which is an overreaction. It wasn't an egregious slash, but anyway, power play for Hersey. It's technically 4-on-3, but it is a power play. Hersey power play 21.62%. They're giving us the lower third here. It's called a I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I'm just going to call it a lower third. But I learned a new word for a lower third. I'd never seen that word before. It was used by our manager for the Locked On NHL channel. I was like, you're using words I don't know. Luckily, context clues. I know what you're talking about. I'd just never seen that word before. Breakaway! Shorthanded! Oh! Maybe one too many passes. Looks like Hersey almost got something. I don't think it ever made it to Joey Dax. We froze a wee bit. Almost a shorty. Almost a shorty. The Panthers won OT. Who won it? So Kachuk sent it to overtime. Who scored the final goal? It was Carter Verhaeghe. There you go. Florida gets a win at home. Game 4. Oh! When is game 4? Let's see. Game 4 is June 10th is Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. June 10th is Saturday. There's actually a big event here in Tulsa, and I've taken the weekend off, or so I've told myself. But, I am an overachiever. So it was a really nice PK. A power kill. Heyo. A power kill. 103 left here. So we're getting a game. Well, we were going to, that was silly. We were going to get a game 4 regardless. But the Stanley Cup is not in play for game 4. We're going to get a game 5. because Florida won tonight in overtime. You know, the Coachella Valley Firebirds are a wee bit sloppy on our own, or I should say, on the blue line in the offensive. Wait, where are we going? It's still the second period. So yeah, on our own blue line, or I guess when Hersey's entering into their the offensive blue line for Hersey. I'm like, why can't I? I'm like, whose blue line is it? I don't know. Whose line is it anyway? Whose line is it anyway? Anyway, on the defensive, there you go. The defensive blue line for Coachella Valley. I don't know why, but like, it's just a wee bit. Honestly, it's both blue lines. When trying to either exit or to trying to maintain the offensive zone, the passing, if it comes from deep in the zone and then up to the blue line, we're not great at that connection and transition. I've seen it a few times, a handful of times here. This is the first full Coachella Valley Firebirds game that I've watched. I've watched like a period or two here and there, and then obviously highlights. But sharpen the saw there on the blue lines. Joey Dax having fun with the puck, making Striatic nervous. .2 seconds left. We get a whistle. Carter Verhaeghe. I just got the update on my phone, which has been acting a little crazy. Shane Wright wins it, but again, 2.2. 20 more minutes. All right, we're in a good place. I'm keeping up with what's happening with the NHL. My phone, the Twitter app in my phone is acting crazy.
Since 1975, our family mission has been to help you find your perfect fit, whether it's your next.
All right, the Panthers give us a game 5. That's the gift. Joey playing around with the most dangerous lead in hockey. Okay, he does have swagger. Not just the most, but I mean, did you see him play the puck? I have never seen a goalie play the puck that well. He's not fucking. I should not. I'm sorry. I try not to curse, but he's not messing around. He's not messing around. I was like, okay, Joey. He was like, little stick handle here. Bop, 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 bop. I loved it. Mm. Take your stretch breaks, people. Oh, man. Take my own advice. He's not effing around. He is not effing around. I love it. Locked in Joey Decord. Almost said the thing. Now I'm a little scared because I thought it, but I didn't say it. Podorowski. I'm glad you enjoyed it. JD's good people. We went a little long, but I figured you wouldn't mind. I figured our everydayers wouldn't mind. It was jam-packed. We got a lot. We got a lot into that episode today. We talked about it. We talked about Grant. I was curious to see how his playoff beard was growing in. He's got the playoff beard of a seasoned hockey player. Seen some things. Yeah, I thought JD did a really great job breaking down the Bears. The Bears. The Bears. I'm getting whiplash. They keep switching the play-by-play guys. Jeff Tambellini, Director of Player Development for the Seattle Kraken. Oh my gosh, it went dark while they're on TV. They don't have a spotlight. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is probably something a few years ago I wouldn't have really noticed, but they didn't bring a little light down. So the lights went down in the arena, as sometimes they do at an intermission. But you see, like, I have a spotlight. Like, if I were to cut it off, it would get a little dark, just because I feel like maybe I'm not explaining this correctly. So when the lights went down, of course, now it's going to mess around. My phone's acting loco. Yeah, nope, not going to happen. Anyway, so it would be like if I didn't have this light. There we go. You know, and that's kind of it, but even darker. Like, you can't see their faces. Oh no, from a broadcast perspective, not great. But you know what? The show must go on. So well done to the Rinkside reporter. Troy Bodie. He was a part of the announcement of Bilesma. Siri's talking to me. Jen Mueller. I missed Jen. I liked Jen on the Kraken beat. But also Jen does like literally every other Seattle sport. I have no idea how she did it last year. I vaguely remember her like going, and I mean, again, the Kraken did not make a deep run, but I vaguely remember it being like, all right, Kraken season's over, and in 5 hours or whatever, I'll be here. Intense. Hey, Jeff, I didn't see you pop in. Yeah, Grant Fuhrer. That's right. I remember them announcing him, and I was like, holy cannoli. That's on me, though, because I feel like I didn't talk about it enough. You know, I love my Team More Melanin, Black hockey history. I haven't talked about it enough, but I remember when they announced him. Shannon Miller, Zoe Hickle, Jessica Campbell, Disco Dan, JD Hernandez, Grant Fuhrer. I think Grant had already retired to Palm Springs years ago because he loves golf so much. I feel like I kind of knew that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's I don't think he's bad. And I always think when you have a goalie as an analyst, you get a little bit of extra texture every once in a while. Grant is pretty straightforward. He's in and out. Yeah, he's in and out. Not a bad gig. Golf during the day, talk about hockey at night. You know, every single time Todd Lywicki talks about Coachella Valley, he's always like, yeah, and we're afraid because we might call a guy up and then, he's going to tell us, oh, can't come right now. I'm playing a round of golf. I'm like, dude, get new material every single time. Every single time. Ooh, JD's trying to get me to go to game 6 so bad. I'm not mad at it. I just have to have some things come through. Like a sponsor. I would love it. Or a job. I'll take a job. Someone wants to hire me. I can be an in-arena host, play-by-play, analyst, rink side, team reporter. I've done it all. Podcaster. Community hype woman. Do a little bit of everything. Hey, Gray. Yeah, for sure. I'm doing my best. I'm mostly doing analysis, but it's also a little bit tough because the stream has been choppy, but doing my best. So thank you for that. I appreciate the comment, and I'm having a good time. Gives me a little bit of practice. Yeah, retire the bit, Todd. It's oh gosh. I always get them mixed up. Wait. Who is there with did I say the wrong name? Tim and Todd. Now I'm overthinking it. Tim. Only one of them wears glasses, right? Is that Tim or Todd? They both did Seahawks stuff, right? Oh man, I'll have to look it up. Whoever was on the Ron Francis, whoever was with Ron. I mean, Tim. How many? There's like 3. Well, I didn't know. Didn't they have a brother who passed away? Were they all T's? 3. There are 3 brothers, and now there's 2 that are with Seattle. The Allison Piper Eric experience. Okay, hold on. I have to get this Tim Todd. It's like All My Children when they the soap opera. Not I don't have any children. So not all of my children, but like All My Children, the show. There were brothers, Ted, and I don't know. Anyway, let's the Lywickies. Let's go. Tim. Hold on, Tim. Oh no. He's got a okay, it's not Tim. It's not Tim. Did I say I didn't say Tim? Okay. I did say Todd. Todd wears the glasses. It's Todd's bit. Okay. And they did have a brother because they talked about it at the Sports Business Journal conference. That's correct. Striatic. That is correct. Tim is the big. Yes, Tim is the big. He's like the facilities guy because if I remember correctly, I have that video somewhere among the million trillion things I still have to edit. But they're eyeing something for Las Vegas. And it's not necessarily to have a team, but it's just to have a facility. Because why not? They're gobbling up the strip, I tell you, as if there's room. I hope, though. I hope they, and it probably would be. When I stay in Vegas, I sound like so like, oh, when I stay in Vegas. But I had a good friend that lived in Las Vegas, and the first time the WNBA had the All-Star weekend, we stayed further down on the strip, actually closer to the Vegas sign, like the famous one where everyone takes the pictures and stuff, and then you're a little bit closer to, there's like a suburban style shopping mall down that way, and it's the Delano is there, and Mandalay, I think. And there's another one that's down there, and it's a little quieter. I like staying there. I don't want to be with the craziness. I stayed at the, what's the one that's it's like a pyramid, and I stayed there. Oh, it was the hashtag sports conference, because that was like it was the, what do you call it? It was the Overflow Hotel. Not a fan. Not a fan. And where do the Golden Knights play? Is it T-Mobile? Is that what their arena is called? So their arena is right by, if I remember correctly, it's right by New York, but like it's off it's like the block over from the strip. But it's funny because I'm like, hey, I'm in New York, in Vegas. Luxor, yes. Oh no, it was so bad. It was so bad. I was like, I had never lived in the 70s until I stayed in the Luxor. Yeah, the Luxor, right, is the one that it's a legitimate pyramid. And like the elevator, it's very strange. It's very strange. It was not my favorite. I got spoiled. I got to stay at the Delano is my favorite. So they're leaning in heavy. They're talking. I don't know who this man is. Sorry to this man. They did the lower third or the Chiron. Chiron? Am I saying that right? It's like, it's spelled like it's a Greek word. So it's like a CHY something, something, something. Anyway, Chiron, something. I think it's pronounced Chiron. They're leaning in heavy as far as snacks on the popcorn. No chocolate, even though they're showing Hershey bars on the Firebirds broadcast. I feel like that goes against what they're trying to do here. So no Hershey's chocolate, except on the broadcast. It's okay as a prop. But the interesting thing is that they're saying we're replacing chocolate with popcorn, but there's not any popcorn in the shot. It's 3 chocolate bars and what looks to be a very luxuriously wrapped box of chocolate. I really want to know what's in that box. It's the box has a black bottom and then like the top of the box, so it's like the bottom box and then you put the top on and then there's a black bow on it. Up over the top and then the bow on the top. It looks like a very luxurious box. I cannot read what it says. Okay, so is that his popcorn box? Is that what they're saying? If that's a box of, I've never seen a box of popcorn look so, speaking of Vegas, like everything in Vegas is either super luxe or like hella cheesy. Anyway, there were so many tangents that just happened in the last 5 minutes. Anyway, the Luxor, not my favorite. Delano, very nice. Tim Lewicki talked about wanting property in Vegas. And I do think that it will be by the Luxor. MGM Grand is across the street from what I'm thinking of. And it's still kind of, as a matter of fact, I think MGM Grand is, it's definitely on the same side of the strip as the M&M store. So there you go. There you go. We've gone full circle now. Because there's an M&M store. Of course there is. Of course there is. There's everything in Vegas. It's a lot. So I don't know. I don't know what Todd, I'm going to get this right. By the end of tonight, I will get the brothers' names right. Todd, don't know what the plans are there. But they are definitely all in on bringing the Supersonics back. And but what I love is that the Seattle Storm has been a part of that. The Seattle Storm bringing NCAA, NBA preseason, all to Climate Pledge Arena, all been a part of it. Yes. That's the word. Old tech for live broadcast graphics, but they still use the term. I'd never heard of that. I saw it in an email and I was like, is that a transformer? Right? That looks like it's like a transformer name. And again, I'm pretty new to TV, so I got to learn all the old school talk. Sometimes producers tell me to do things and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but context clues sounds like what you want me to do is pre-record the hit. I can do that. There's a machine. Whoa. Okay. See, now you have piqued my interest, Striatic. I learned a new word this week. Now I know there's an actual machine. I am intrigued. I want to learn more. By the next watch party, I'll have it locked in. I'll be ready to go, and I will know how to differentiate the brothers. Tim wears glasses. Todd does not wear glasses. There's something that came to my mind. It's not, I don't mean it to be mean, but I don't want to be unkind, so I'm not going to say it out loud. But I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Yes. Okay. So I said yes, but I'm not answering that question. I'm saying yes. That's what they were talking about. They weren't. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to find it. I feel like I mentioned it when I went to the conference, and then we never followed up. I'm gonna pull that. I'm gonna try and find it. I don't remember them talking about a baseball park. I really think they want a multi-use situation, and baseball parks, generally speaking, are not really that. But I'm gonna find it because now, again, intrigued. They were really transparent, I thought. I was like, we're getting a lot of good nuggets. There was some good stuff in there. Ooh. Picking up sticks. All right, let me focus here. Here we are at the 8:18 mark. Below the goal line, but kept in though. Lind has it, but we're on a change. Trying to cut through. Podorowski scores! Whoa! Wow. When you see this goal, who's watching? Who's watching with me right now? Because, I mean, we can't watch together. It's not on. This is like cheat code stuff. Holy cannoli. Okay, here goes the replay. He cuts through the middle and he pulls. They're going to call it a Bobby Orr. But it's not a Bobby Orr. It's an Alexa Grushow. Bobby Orr fell to the ground. He leaps in the air after he shot the puck. Podorowski was falling to the ice and somehow gets that filthy, lifts the puck, tucks it in the far corner. That, my friends, is an Alexa Grushow goal. For those who maybe do not know, Alexa Grushow played for the Metropolitan Riveters. She now plays in the PWHPA. This was a tight game between, at the time, Amanda Levier and the Buffalo Buttes against Katie Fitzgerald and the Metropolitan Riveters in the Isabel Cup final. Only one game. It was a 1-0 score, and the only goal came from Alexa Grushow. Garbage time in front of net, gets tripped, flies in the air, lifts the puck past Amanda Levier. The first ever Isabel Cup championship for the Metropolitan Riveters. That was an Alexa Grushow goal. That was an Alexa Grushow goal. Anyone calling that a Bobby Orr is wrong. Joey Dax, good positioning. Oh, sorry, Jeff. Sorry. Oh my gosh. That was a delicious goal. You literally heard me like laughing. I was giddy. I couldn't believe I got to see that live. That was amazing. Exactly, Striatic. He tripped after or fell after or whatever. This was an Alexa Grushow. I mean, I'm sure other people have done it. The first person I ever saw do it was Alexa Grushow. So, ergo, henceforth, I call it an Alexa Grushow goal. Just like I understand in the men's hockey, and I think it came from the college side, that there is a term for when you score 4 goals in a game, which I will not be repeating. I don't use that term. I call it an Hersey trick. 4 goals. An Hersey trick. And really, it's Taylor Hersey, by the way, Buffalo Buttes captain. Got a raw deal. Got a raw deal from them this year. Anyway, as in they didn't sign her. But how do you have an Hersey trick named after you and then you don't sign your cat? Oh, good grief. Anyway, Buffalo Buttes, we'll have to talk about them some other time. Even more on the nose for an Hersey trick is scoring 4 goals to get your team back into the game, and yet you still lose the game. Now that's kind of like you almost wish your goal scorer could also just hop in net and take over the game entirely. Sometimes I say, if only the goaltender could score. But in this case, I'm like, if only Taylor Hersey could play goal. Okay, here we go. Hershey making their way through. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know how he made it through 3 defenders and still got something relatively close to net. That I don't like as someone who's watching from the Firebirds perspective. And Hershey's still in their zone. Oh, we're frozen here. Now we got it back. They keep the zone down 3 goals. 16 minutes left. Now Coachella Valley clears. That's going to be an icing, though. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my mistake. I did not realize they were on a power play. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's an icing. I did not see the drop. I was too busy being mad about Taylor Hersey. This makes more sense to me now. I was like, they're having a lot of offensive zone time. Power play. Shot in from the point, saved by Joey Dax. Puck retrieval, Hershey. They're on the right-hand circle. Centering pass. Ooh, can't keep the zone. Sorry for you. 30 seconds left on the power play. Now I'm caught up. We're on a power play here. Hershey is, not we. Oh, I don't think they kept that in. Oh, they said they did, but doesn't matter. Cleared. 15. Thanks, Triadic. Oh, you already know. You certainly know I will. Ooh. And that's a penalty kill for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Is that 2 or 3? 2 for 2. There you go. Got my question answered. Did they switch play by play? I don't know why they're doing that. I've never seen that happen. Well, I can tell you that's happened, I guess, for Seattle. I was in the booth actually that day. Hold on. I'll tell you. It was in New Jersey. Technical difficulties. And our radio crew, Everett and Dave, couldn't go on air for the first period. So Mike and Ian, I believe, am I saying that right? They had to call remotely off a monitor. Ooh, for the early mid-February game against the Devils. And so I entered the booth after the first period, at the first intermission, because I had caught up with Everett and he said, hey, come through. And I was actually doing a live recording of Locked On Kraken. So I didn't want to interrupt them in the middle of the first period. I don't like to bother people while they're working because I don't like being bothered while I'm working. All right. Oh, anyway. And so I go in at the intermission and Everett's like, you can come in. He's like, we're not doing anything, but come on in. And it was interesting, but they got on air, Dave and Everett, right before the first goal. We lost that game, I believe. I believe we lost that game, but Everett and Dave were on the call for the first goal, and I got to spend the second period in the booth, which was really cool. And then Catherine Bogart came to visit. Adore her. She does a lot of the digital stuff for the Devils, and so got to catch up with her. And I remember that we were talking at the second intermission because Seattle and the Devils at that point had gone on their extended runs. Yeah, definitely. We definitely had. Devils had a longer extended run than we did. We batched, like two really solid winning streaks together. This was that after the Boston? It was after, I'm almost positive it was after the Boston win, because wasn't that January? End of January, I believe. I'm trying to remember why I was in New England. And I would have been there at the end of January to do Hockey East stuff. Anyway. So yeah, so that was. Anyway, good times. In summary, good times with good people. No, but okay. What I was saying, I got distracted because then we got back on air. We're at 12:46 here for me. But we were talking about just those runs and that it would be great to have a nice run for both teams. A nice playoff run. We got a little further than the Devils, but not bad. Not bad. Good times. All right, here we go. 12:40 left here. 3-0. Oh my gosh. That Grushow goal. That Grushow goal. I mean, I can't do anything but laugh. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. You know what kind of hand-eye coordination you have to have for that? Hersey here. We're at even strength. I think this is Evan again. Evan is the guy that connected me with Shane Wright for the interview, where I think I left some of it unedited because Shane Wright was literally tilted. They couldn't figure out I don't know, the orientation of the phone. He was on a phone or a tablet, I guess, not a laptop. So to edit it so that he was upright. He was very funny. It was Shane was a nice guy to talk to. He remembered my name. I've always liked that. You'd be surprised. I mean, I don't always remember people's names, so I can't judge, but not everyone says, thank you. Well, obviously my name is Erica, but it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. He was very, very polite. Dog upstairs. Here goes Coachella Valley, but they're on a change, so I love that. Smart play. Bring it back. Who is that? Ooh, nullified. Hey, there we go. We got a nullified on the live stream. Much more aggressive play here by the Hersey Bears. Well, I mean, they're down 3 goals. Holy cannoli! Was that Hughes? Sorry, Jeff. Oh, I saw that panel. Who's your friend? I love Kia Nurse. She was a New York Liberty draft pick. Panel discussion with Kia Nurse. I wanted her to convince Sarah to come play for Seattle. I mean, what I will say is Sarah Nurse is an Adidas athlete. And recently, whoa. Okay, we're not done yet. So if and when, it might not be so far-fetched. Oh, Sarah Nurse. She had a breakthrough at the Olympics. I know this much is true. Spadao Ballet. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. what did it? Oh yeah. Below. Oh, I love it. I love it. What a pass. Does he go between his legs? Max McCormick, you sly devil, you. Woo! Below the goal line. I think he passes blindly between his legs. True one-timer. Skadoosh. 5-0. 3 goals on 7 shots in the first 10 and change. Oh, she was in the audience. I thought you meant on the panel. I was like, because I don't remember everyone on the panel. I can't remember everyone. Good time. Is it just me or Shane Wright seemed the least media trained sure shot first rounder in a long time in the best way? he's how I'm sure there's a word to explain it. The word that I'm thinking of is conscientious, perhaps, or calculated, not really. Conscientious, I believe. I used to get that on my report card all of the time. I'm still not exactly sure what it means, slash, I don't think I agree. Sometimes I pretend like I don't, I'm like, I don't know what that means. And I'm like, I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means when you use it to explain me. But I think conscientious, right? Isn't conscientious like, thoughtful, but maybe a little bit reserved? No, let's just Google it. There's a Google. I have a Google thing. Can I spell it? Conscientious. Not bad. The quality of wishing to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly. Yes. Yes. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe I am conscientious. All right. All right. Fifth grade teacher, whatever. Conscientious. You know, well, I mean, well, yes, I think he is conscientious, but I think he's also maybe just a scotch shy, or reserved, maybe. And so it comes off as, yeah, maybe a little calculated, maybe like a little, like just a scotch uncomfortable or awkward. His timing is a little bit, it's not smooth. I mean, if I'm being honest, not in a bad way, but just like, he's a young guy too. So he's not like he's saying anything wrong, but it's not smooth. It's like a little not excitable because he's not, I don't, he's not like nervous, anxious energy, but it's just like he takes his time. I think he takes his time a little bit. Also, he's very, I think he's also a literal guy. I'm also literal, so sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I didn't pick up that was supposed to be a joke," especially when I'm nervous. So yeah, that's what I would say about him. It's an I didn't really think about it, Jeff, but I think you're right. Yeah, he's a little he's young. He's a little anxious slash nervous energy, but not in a bad way. It doesn't come off as anything. It's going to be a power play for the Hersey Bears. Conscientious. This Firebirds team, I think they might be good. Maybe. They got to watch out for this kind of stuff, though, John Hayden in the box. You go up in the face with the gloves. Oh, neurotypical with how he communicates. See, now I'm learning so many new words. I feel like, again, context clues, I can figure out what that means, but I also just want to look it up. Oh, sure. I of course, I'm not, that is not my ministry, as I like to say, but sure, I can maybe see what you're going for there. I could see that. Yeah, it's a little, as I sometimes say about Chelsea Gray, clapping on the 1 and the 3 instead of the 2 and the 4. I could totally see that. Um, yeah. I could see that. Again, I'm not diagnosing anyone, but yeah. I can see that. Yeah, yep. He's like, yeah, I feel like all of the words that are coming to me, I don't want to, I don't want them to be mistaken because, yeah, no. Yep. A little bit, oh no, my watch. This, yeah. Yeah, I think we're all kind of saying the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, like a little literal, a little reserved, maybe a little stuffy. Oh, we've got the wave going on. I think it's so interesting how people are anti-wave. I'm not anti-wave. All right, when it comes this way, I'm going to, because I have to stand up again. I try to stand up every 20. I have not been doing a great job. Hey, wave time. Hey, it's the wave. And that is a penalty kill. What are we, 3 for 3? Is it coming back? Should be coming back soon. Hey, there we go. I like the wave. Who was it? Noah Syndergaard? He got rocked, right? Last night, the other night. Oh, Jacob DeGrom. Oh, broke my heart. Seeing him cry. Well, he was holding back tears, but very emotional. Having to have Tommy John surgery again. My New York Metropolitans former Joey Dax. That was a big rebound, buddy boy. $5:30. Why was I mentioning the wave? I was like, why did I start talking about the New York Metropolitans? We gonna do the wave. Ooh. Oh, come on. What are we doing? So two guys, the puck got blocked. Shot goes in, puck got blocked. But then, oh no, who's down? Who's down? We've got a guy down. There's definitely penalties coming. So, oh dear. Okay. All right, boys. You see, like this is So here's what happened. Big heavy shot from the point by Hersey. Two guys picking up sticks in front. So one of them gets hit, not exactly sure who, but they both go down like a pile of bricks. But then they stay down and then they start wrestling. And I didn't see who was down for Coachella Valley, but either from the block, from the fall, or from the extracurriculars, they kind of stayed crunched down. And then little spats dispersed. So who knows? We're at a commercial break. There's going to be some penalties. We got to stay a little more disciplined. We talked about that. It's the AHL. You're not expecting it to be NHL level, but the composure has been lacking for me. Even though we've led the whole way, no goals for Hersey. The composure, not there yet. So we're going to have to work on it. Oh, okay. Communicates a bit like how it's just but getting into detail, because not getting into every detail out must be avoided at all costs, even sometimes the listener's patience. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. But yeah. It was Riker? Okay. Okay, here we go. 5:04. We're stopped. We're figuring things out. They're gonna the penalty boxes are open. Yeah, they had a. Well, no, they went. Did they go 6 or 5 in their last series? But yeah, they finished before us. So we heard Country Road from JD is a song. I'm not exactly sure why it's a song in Palm Palm Desert. Is it I always say that in Coachella Valley. I'm not exactly sure why they sing that song, but okay, you know, maybe there's a connection I'm not aware of. Yeah, I could see that. Grant Fear talking about their frustrated team right now. We've seen how this plays out for us as the Kraken. We've seen how it's played out for Dallas, for Colorado. Always going to expect to bounce back. I mean, there's a championship on the line. Early in the game, they were staying in front. Now you see that Hershey's breaking up things on the back check. They're tired. They're maybe a little bit more checked out than they would admit to. Good save there by Dr. Shepard. Oh, big block in front. So we're 4-on-4. It's 3:12 left. They don't have a clock for us for the 4-on-4. So I'm not sure. Oh, here they come. Just 2 minutes, I guess. Are we at even strength? We should be. Yep, we are. 2:51. 5-0. Coachella Valley. Now I have that song. In the place I belong. Something like that, right? West Virginia. I don't know even how I know that song. And yet I do know that song. It's like Britney Spears or something. Not the same, but I'm always surprised how many Britney Spears songs I know. But that's because of Total Request Live. That's when I grew up watching MTV. Oh, Joey Dax. Two minutes. Country Roads. Yep. That's like their 7th inning stretch song. Ooh, big hit. Do they really? Do they really? I don't think I've ever heard that at a hockey game before. Now, most hockey games that I attend are on the East Coast. Take on me. I mean, I went to a lot of Devils games, probably been to more Devils games than any other team. The second only to Kraken games, but usually I'm also upping my tally because I'm at a Devils game watching Kraken at the Devils. I've been to three of those games, something like that. John Denver. Sweet Caroline, yep. How do I know country roads? Oh, I mean, I went to school in North Carolina, so that's a high chance, but I feel like even then, Sweet Caroline all the time. All the time. And we had a dorm room, freshman dorm room called Carolina, and I was less than a minute. Crowd's getting loud. Some folks have already left. I saw them sneaking out. I guess it is a school night. 9 days off? They had 9 days off? $15 around because I froze again. 10. 5. Shut out Joey Dax. Again, he's going to be on Sound of Hockey. I don't know if that posted yet, but Firebirds win. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Solid win. Yeah, exactly. We can say it now. It's a shutout. Second. Oh, man. That Poltros, I can never say his name. I got to work on it. That third goal. Oh, man. That third goal was wicked. It was wicked awesome. Woohoo! Saluting of the crowd. A little impromptu, nothing official. Joey Dax looks like he's got a fresh haircut. He's still got the beard going, but his hair looks like he got a clean lineup. Love that. Joey Dax giving love to the crowd. All right. Game 1 in the books, baby. We'll talk about it tomorrow on Locked On Kraken. And game 2 is Saturday? Probably. Well, it ain't tomorrow. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the Stanley Cup Final. We know it was OT winner for Florida, but I'll break down some stats and facts, and we'll see what other trouble we can get into. But I'm going to call it a night. I saw 2 full sports games. Fuego, center ice, waving the flag. Love to see it. I know. Sun Devil legend, exactly. Sun Devil legend, Joey DeCourt. Oh, I hear JD, our guest for today's show. Very cool. Good times. Good win. 3 more. Whoop, whoop. Joey Dax, one of the stars. Oh, he loves it. He's such a sweetie. What's he doing? Does he has a bit? What's going on here? All right, get a shower. First star gets a shower. Oh, this is cute. They're cute. They're fun. They're having a good time. Podorowski. All right, he's the first star. We're getting a post-game. Potsy. Great atmosphere. Oh, number 22. That's my number. They gave him a captaincy on his lower third. I got to learn how to say that word. I didn't get into it. JD kind of alluded to it a little bit, but he had a gnarly injury. Podorowski was out for an extended period and then came back right when Coachella Valley needed him. A golf reference. And now we've come full circle. Thank you and good night. And it wasn't from Tim Lywicki. Todd is with the O. Tim, where's the glasses? That's all we got, folks. Thanks for joining for the watch along. We will keep you posted tomorrow on what the plans are. I got to look at the WNBA schedule. So we got some key matchups coming up on that side of things. And then this weekend, the retirement the first basketball jersey in Climate Pledge Arena history. That's right. The one and only Sue Bird. We're going to talk about that on tomorrow's show for sure. I was so bummed. I thought I was going to get out to Seattle for that one, but other plans, all good in the hood. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Hold fast, stay true, and good night. I'll catch you on tomorrow's Friday episode of Locked on Kraken. Bye, everybody. See ya. It's a goated weekend. Oh, for sure. And OL Reign play. They've got some work to do. They're still top 6, though, I think. But it's going to be a big weekend. All right. See you tomorrow. Peace.